our connection. I'm Mira Rubin here with you on Enlightened World Network. And today's topic is inspiration and how do we get the muse to come play with us more often. So it should be a fun conversation. But before we get started, let's take a couple minutes to get present. Let's take a deep breath in through your nose and hold it. And imagine clean, crisp oxygen flooding into your lungs, flowing into your bloodstream, nourishing all your cells, all your organs, bringing vital life energy to your body and being. And as you exhale, exhale any negativity, stress, tension, fatigue. And now let's take another deep breath in through your nose and hold it. This time, imagine brilliant, bright light lighting you up from the inside out, illuminating, electrifying, energizing all your cells, all your molecules, all your electrons, creating this brilliant beam of light from the inside out into the world. And as you exhale, exhale any remaining tension, stress, negativity, fatigue. And now let's just gently press our palms together. Softly, softly, softly rub your fingers against your palms to feel the deliciousness of the tickling and the tingling, that wonderful sensation, and these amazing physical forms that allow us to be present right here, right now, in this vehicle for experiencing life. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's a Monday. Susan, so good to have you here with us. Good morning, Lisa. So great to have you guys and everybody else who's joining us. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. And today we're talking about inspiration and how to invite the muse to join us more often. So I'm wondering if you guys have any particular practices that you use to generate inspiration. I'm grateful to have you here, Susan. That's awesome. Yeah, so what kinds of things can we do to bring forward inspiration? I think inspiration is something that is kind of discontiguous, in that we move along in our day-to-day lives. We have whatever assumptions, we're involved in all our routines, and and inspiration is this thing that we kind of think of as an occasional gift. And I'm wondering if there's a way that we can find inroads to inspiring inspiration. And I think that there, certainly meditation is one of those pathways, right? Where we quiet our mind, and sometimes inspiration strikes. We're creating a little bit of a fertile ground for inspiration to show up. But I think that's kind of a passive approach. And one of the things that I believe allows us to generate inspiration is allowing ourselves to dream. And the interesting thing about dreaming, in my observation anyway, is that a lot of people find it really intimidating, like threatening to entertain possibilities that are outside the norm. And I think that Lisa says, I like to manifest. I talk openly to my guides, archangels, and God. I think that's brilliant, actually, Lisa. Good morning, Sally. So good to have you with us. So I think that maybe what you're talking about is kind of similar to what I'm talking about in terms of dreaming, allowing ourselves to step into possibility, to step into a conversation that's outside the norm. And so, for instance, talking to your guides, archangels, and God, or you're talking to your higher self, or you're talking to, or you're just allowing yourself to fantasize even. I'm not saying that those are all the same thing, but that by stepping into those kinds of conversations, that kind of realm of possibility, all kinds of new ideas can come about, new inspirations, and following things down the rabbit hole. Like I was saying, that some people are intimidated by the idea of dreaming, which is a little sad, but I think that what can happen is people have their sense of obligation and responsibility and commitments, and they want to keep things on track. And if they allow themselves to venture beyond the prescriptions of their preconceptions or predispositions or their plans or whatever, they're afraid that maybe their plans will get derailed, or maybe even more concerning is that they might start dreaming dreams and then the dreams might not come true. So the thing is that I think the pursuit of our dreams, when we really allow ourselves to access them, the pursuit of our dreams is one of the most enlivening ventures of our lives, right? We have these ideas about how things should be, and what it means to be responsible, and what it means, like what our obligations are and what our lives should look like. And there are many, many boxes that we allow ourselves to squeeze ourselves into, I think. And I think that if there was any time in human history where we're being called to be stepping outside the box, it's now. And there's lots of things to be inspired about. And I guess what we're talking about is not just dreaming, but taking inspired action, finding something that moves us, and moving into that current, that tide, and allow life to direct us and evolve us. So Lisa says, also, having an attitude of gratitude allows you to open up to the possibilities. That's 100% true. Boy, when we can connect to the experience of gratitude, like really connect in our hearts to the experience of gratitude, it's amazing how our heart opens, and with that, possibility opens. Really quite remarkable. Lisa says, when I dream, I go places, and usually it plays out in real time. That's awesome, Lisa. How cool is that? It can be like deja vu. That's amazing. So I think that we do have the capacity to connect in our other than conscious awareness to futures, to possibilities, to opportunities that are moving us into our future self, ways that we kind of transcend our immediate place in time to transcend time. We talked about that a bit last week. So good morning, Bernadette. Thank you for the compliment on the hat. One of my clients and a dear friend gave it to me as a gift. Isn't it awesome? A friend of hers makes these wonderful, wonderful hats, and so my friend got a bunch of them from her friend who makes them. And she showed them to me over Zoom. She said, "Here, I want to give you a hat. Pick which one." And I saw this and it was like, oh, I love that hat. So thank you, Bernadette. I appreciate that. Yes, Lisa, it's amazing how it can work that you manage to open yourself up to this place of possibility through gratitude, um, through presencing yourself, and then kind of miracles occur, where you find yourself experiencing the things that you imagined. And I think that that's how we manifest. We have these vivid experiences of richness of emotion, and maybe even can evoke some physical, sensual experience of something, and it's really quite remarkable, because then it brings that experience to fruition, which was amazing. So Sally says, was taught this lesson of stepping out of the box a few years ago by Pavlov through dreams. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Stepping out of the box through dreams. Well, I think we can do that, and we can do waking dreams as well, where we're just sort of having fantasies, where we allow ourselves to be in a place and feel it and experience it, hear it, smell it, taste it, touch it. And that can be a lot of fun. So Bernadette says, wonderful, and is very complimentary about the hat. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Bernadette. And Lisa says, this is one of my mantras. I am open, ready to receive, and I expect miracles. That is so awesome, Lisa. I love that. And I think you have the bases covered. I'm open. I'm ready to receive, and I'm expecting miracles. And I think that when we expect miracles, we get them. Miracles show up. And what one of the inspirations for this conversation today is that I have a massive, massive project that I'm wanting to launch. And by the way, if any of you guys know anybody in the NFT arena who's actually successfully done an NFT launch, please send them my way, because I've talked about this a bit, but and I was going to do this before Maggie died, but now what we're going to do is memorial Maggies. And these are images of Maggie that are really vibrant in color and really beautiful and delightful. And I'm going to be launching this big project with them. I need to set up a website and a Twitter presence and an Instagram presence and Telegram and Discord and all this stuff. I need a team of people that know what they're doing with this, because it's going to be Maggie's legacy. We're going to be launching the eco park from it, and other sustainability oriented projects. And so this topic came up because I realized, like, I'm looking forward to sharing it, Bernadette. I really am. And hopefully all you guys who are so much Maggie's fans will be able to participate. Good morning, Roslyn. Oh, I'm so sorry that you have a migraine. I hope you feel better soon. We're talking about inspiration. And so this topic came from realizing that in order to do this thing that I want to do with Maggie, with the Maggies, these images of Maggie that people will buy and sell and trade and help to fund the eco park, that in order to do it, I need to be, I need more resources. And I mean, not just resources, external resources and support, but I need more internal resources, because if I'm going to be at the helm of a community of people that are engaged in this project, I need to be able to be socially engaged with people. And I am not a social media person. This is the extent pretty much of my social media presence. I show up here every day during the week, and I hang with you guys, and I love that, and I love being with you, but that's about the limit of my social media presence. And what I realized is this Maggie thing is a movement. It's a movement for creating this eco park. Lisa says, if you only knew how much I've grown and changed in the last 2 years. I was a vegetable. I hated everything and everyone. I actually was bitter. It took so much to change, but adjusting my perspective a little here and there, I was able to return to a normal functioning life. Lisa, that is such a heroine's journey, such a superhero journey. I just want to acknowledge you and hold you up as a beacon of hope for folks who are having really difficult times, so that they too can know that it's possible to move out of that horrible, horrible, deep, dark place. And you must be so proud of yourself and so relieved to be able to look back, because I've had my challenges in life too, where I was severely depressed for years. And to be able to look back and to look back, like to say, hey, that's not how it is anymore. That's so remarkable. So congratulations to you for your courage, for your persistence, for your inspiration, and your courage. It takes such courage to be able to go through that darkness, those dark tunnels. Lisa says, thank you. People have to realize they're worth it and enough. And that can happen. It can happen in a flash, and it can happen incrementally. And yes, we get to recognize that we have choice, that we have opportunity, that we truly can turn our lives around, that we can become so much more. And so that brings me back to this topic of conversation where, I realize that I need to cultivate new aspects of myself in order to rise to the demands of my intentions. If I'm to fulfill my vision, then I need to evolve. I need to grow. I need to change. And the question is, how do we do that from the place where we are? And I've done this before in my life. Sally is replying to Lisa, same here, but almost 8 years ago. Trust me, you've got this. Go inside for any answers in life you need. Loving your light. Sally, congratulations to you as well. I think so many of us have been through very dark passages. And as I said, it takes profound courage and persistence. And in a weird way, optimism and faith. Even in the darkest moments, there is an optimism that keeps us moving forward. So Lisa says, I'm so happy you're going to hold Maggie up and use her memory to move forward. It's got to be quite cathartic. See, I was doing so good. I wasn't crying. Whew. I was, yeah, Maggie. So I've been able to talk a bit more about Maggie. Maggie was, oh, it's okay, Lisa, it's okay. Maggie was a menace. I just want you to know that. Like I adored her with all my heart, and I hoped that we were going to grow old together. And that said, she was a menace, a menace. I mean, she ate the wallpaper, she ate my wall hanging, she ate my plants, she ate my furniture, she made messes everywhere, she bit me and left scars, she tortured my cat. She destroyed my plants. She destroyed every lampshade I own. I mean, she was a menace, and she was a larger than life presence. She was sweet, and she was smart, and she was funny, and she was a goofball, and so she just was larger than life. So Bernadette says, it's the journey, my friend. She was an instrumental part of your life. She gave us views, a beautiful insight into who she was. She really did. Thank you, Sally. Sally says, I'm so sorry for your loss, keeping you in my heart and prayers. And Lisa says, but she made you love, and she made you laugh, and there's nothing better. She really did. She cracked me up. Oh my God, her antics. She was the funniest little person. Good morning, Jennifer. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you. I was not crying for a little bit. It comes in waves. It really does. And over the weekend, I did a lot of cleaning up and cleaning up bird poop everywhere. Still cleaning up bird poop, and still finding feathers, and still cleaning up all the debris. And I took her cages to the SPCA and all her toys and food. And so it was a heavy duty weekend, and it was cathartic. And I have to say, as much and as deeply as I love that little bird, there is a little bit of relief too, because my cat is so much happier. She, Maggie would torture that poor cat. Maggie was a bully and possessive, and like she would chase the cat Jewel away from her food, and Jewel would be cold. So I have a sleeping bag at the bottom of my bed, and Jewel burrows underneath the sleeping bag to get warm, and Maggie would go underneath and chase her out from under the sleeping bag. And Maggie would eat her treats, and she took baths in Jewel's water glass. She was a terror. She shredded things. I mean, she just was a terror. And she was a delight and a gift and a blessing, and all of it. But she was such a menace. Oh my gosh, she was so destructive. It was unbelievable, because I gave her reign of the house. So it was her house. So Lisa says they come into our lives for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. I believe the reason's becoming apparent to you. Run with it. Keep your heart open. She was a bird. She was a bird. Yeah, big time. I had no idea. I mean, I had parakeets years ago. They did not have reign of the house. They stayed in their cage, except for occasional times when I'd let them out with me. But oh my God, I had no idea how destructive a bird can be. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Like this little creature, every corner of my house, everywhere. It was unbelievable. So I have to say that, and I it's the truth, so I'm not going to be ashamed. I have some relief a little bit, like she was constant. She was constantly on me. She was constantly with me. She was constantly demanding my attention, and I loved giving it to her. I have to say that I loved her and I loved giving her that attention. And as I said, I thought we would grow old together. And there's just some sense of calm that wasn't present when Maggie was here. Just a little bit of quiet that I just didn't have. Lisa says we create our own monsters. Well, I guess. I mean, I created a monster in her, and that I let her fly around the house and be a bird, right? I couldn't have her be in a cage. So, it was the price I paid, and I paid it gladly. I have to say, she just gave me so much joy, such richness, and such sweet, sweet, sweet memories, really. Sally says, I kind of understand that relief part, because we just lost our last canine, our last for a baby canine, and we'll miss her greatly, and our hearts are broken without her. But there's still a sense of relief, as she was an older dog, losing her eyesight, losing her teeth, the constant care, and feeling guilty when we had to leave her home. And it plays hard on us, so we understand, and we can get that relief part. Sally, I know what you're talking about, having had my best friend pets all my life, and when they're not well, and there's so much guilt, and like wanting to have your own life and needing to do the things you need to do, and then feeling the obligation and responsibility. Yeah. So I totally get what you're saying, and it's heartbreaking. When you're caring for an elder animal, or an animal that's not well, and it's relentless and heartbreaking. Elaine says we can love them even if they're a pain in the ass. I have a bird. Total pain in the ass. Oh my God. Oh my God. But still such a gift, and so deeply loved. So anyway, guys, this was about inspiration and being able to grow into our next phase of being, and creating conscious evolution into our next expressions and our broader expressions, and how to keep broadening ourselves, keep expanding ourselves, keep enriching ourselves. And Bernadette says, not that birds and children are the same, but it's just like children. We just miss the destruction and still love them. It's a beautiful journey. Well, Bernadette, it's so funny. Lisa says, if I can do it, anyone can. Well, I believe that you are a very special and brave and courageous person, Lisa, and you can do it. You did do it, and we can individually and collectively grow. Hope, high hope. Hope says we're always here for you, Mira, but we're all going to miss the adventures of Maggie. She was a bright spark. She certainly was. And I call, Lisa says, I call my FIDs, feathered kids. That's so funny. Yeah. So we get to be consciously evolving, folks, by knowing that, seeing that future self, seeing the capacity and the capability of our future self. And we get to grow into it from this place of one foot in front of the other, and the faith that we'll get there. So thank you so much for your love. Thank you so much for your care and your engagement here. Thank you for being a rich part of my life. And I have so much love and appreciation for you. I'm Mira Rubin. This is the Core Connection, and I go live each weekday morning here on the Enlightened World Network Facebook page at 9 a.m. Eastern. And I invite you to check out all the other awesome programming on the Enlightened World Network, Enlightened World Living, EWN, One with the Earth. Lisa, thank you, Bernadette. Lisa, thank you so much. I'm so glad you get to spend this time with me too. It's such a gift to me. Sally says, always remember that it's okay to not be okay. And it's one foot in front of the other, one step at a time. Beautiful, beautiful. I don't even know what to say. Advice, it's not even advice, observation. Thank you, Sally. That's just true. One foot in front of the other, and it is okay to not be okay. So with that, until next time, so much love to you. And thank you for being such an important part of my mornings. So much love.